Fuchs in the house. Throw a shout out to everybody. Thanks for watching. This video is going to be, again, I try to do off the cuff for the most part. And I did the video, but I'm redoing it because I want to show a picture. This is for my dad, kind of. Um, I am going to start with some non-stuff with dad, just to get this going. Um, Tulips outside by the front door. Hopefully, they're not bloomed yet. There are some tulips that are, but I just don't feel like showing them. But this entrance to the door should be pretty cool in a couple days, and I'll get a video out. Hopefully, I'll get that taken care of. But I got so much stuff going on right now that I'm trying to find time. I don't know. I want to do this because my dad did pass away. But like I say, I want to touch on stuff. But daffodils, some are coming up. And hopefully there's a purple flower. I don't remember what I planted. It's cool, but it's so small, and it's like I kind of wish I would have bunched them. I'll show. Hopefully they'll be still up. Um, in the next couple days, no, my luck, they disappear. I'm babbling. Sorry about that. Is so start off. I'm gonna say flowers. Hopefully, I have a good picture of that. UWM cover the sports a little bit. UWM baseball start off 1-14. They're now 13-24. That non-conference. You've got to be kidding me. Let's see if it's robocall. What the heck? Yellow.
Hello.
Hello, you're on Fuchs in the house. How can I help you?
Hi, my name is Shane with Accidental Claim Helpline. How are you doing today?
That's all right. You're on again, Fuchs in the house. How can we help today?
The reason for my call is to inform you that our information shows you were involved in a road traffic accident which was not your fault and you were not compensated. Is that right?
Yeah, that is not me. You have the wrong person. Have a good day. What the heck? I'm gonna go with it. Robocall, whatever. That's something. You know what? Since I've moved back home, I think there should be lawsuits against these robocalls for elderly people. I've never seen the phone ring off the hook, and my mom and dad had to get to the. I mean, we put in a thing to get the phones, but my mom, like, she's not right at the phone, and it's crazy. It is something that I think it's harassment. I really do. I don't care what anybody says. For the amount of calls, every once in a while, I wonder if this will ring again while I'm doing my video. And yeah, it's like, whatever. It's just shit. It pisses me off because elderly people don't need to be running around answering phones for bullshit. Okay, that's my rant on that. Um, I think UWM baseball. Hopefully they do good in the Horizon League again, 13-24. That beginning road trip just kills them. But you hope they do good in the Horizon League. And last year they were one game away from the NCAA tournament, and hopefully they can maybe get there this year. Bert Lundy, the basketball coach, got a 5-year extension. I did not expect it. I thought he would be going somewhere else. 3 years in a row, 20 wins. NCAA hasn't given Milwaukee a love, but you need a fan base a little bit to get that. And UWM, for some reason, their alumni and the city of Milwaukee do not support them. And that's honest. I mean, if somebody wants to say, "Oh, that's full of shit," yeah, no. Just gonna throw that out there. No love for UWM, the Badgers. They're under the UW University of Wisconsin umbrella, and Madison's the main player. And they can't really give Milwaukee the love because then you're taken away from Madison. But hopefully, Bert Lundy continues his magic with the team. The NIL thing that hinders Milwaukee the way it is. They have to find players that want to prove these NILs that they're wrong. So that's the way they're going to end up. So that is sports. My dad did pass away. Um, 2 months hospice, a little more than 2.5, a little more than 2.5 months for hospice. And the last 4 days just changed. And I wouldn't wish anybody that's suffering to have to go more than, if they would have lasted a few more days, I think I would have lost my mind. I think. I mean, it's rough. And I had friends out there, my aunt and uncle, for support. That I was able to go over with my aunt and uncle. And I'm going to give some shout outs. Pat, Cindy, Larry, Matt, who I haven't worked with for 20 years. He lives in Florida. I ended up having a conversation with this man that we worked like yesterday or a week, and had a good hour-long conversation with him. It was cool. Larry, Mike ended up having a sit down. Cindy daughter had a birthday, belated birthday, I guess we'll say for Michelle. But I ended up Mike. We sat and talked. It was great to have that. And then Charlotte B. Basically texted with her a little bit. It was nice. And then Derek, this gentleman basically shared some stuff that was totally helped me out. And so I don't know if Derek's watching this far into this video, but thank you very much for doing that. It was something that it's like one of those things you read it and it's like, wow, kind of things. And it really did, I don't know, make you see things or put things in perspective a little bit. So shout out to all you guys, friends, great to have to take that time. And I don't know if I missed any friends on that. So um, my brother-in-law, I had a thing with my throat that I couldn't talk with him. It was ugly. It was bad. I mean, got a little right now, and yeah, my sister's side of the family, just timing wise to talk and stuff, just wasn't there because of, like I say, I had a voice that you couldn't even. I didn't want to talk. It was that bad. Um, is We did movies, and they are VHS, and I'm gonna go through these movies. And I know I needed to get this organized better. I apologize, but I go with the two old movies, and then I'm just gonna try to uh, build off of it and see how we do here. Oh, this is a picture of my dad, and if this doesn't have a James Bond thing to it, you gotta let me know on this. So that's him. He used to work at, if I remember right, this is when he worked at West Alice Chalmers, and he had to do something with one of the companies that worked with the Navy. And this is back in the '60s, and that's him right there. And I always get a kick out of this because this is something that you'd see almost in a James Bond. There is another photo of this, but I want to share it. I get a kick out of it. It just has that James Bond look to it. So it's a submarine that a single man submarine. So something fun to share about my dad. One other thing is he liked growing hot peppers, and my neighbor ended up sharing a story about him talking to my dad over the fence, and sharing a story about hot peppers, and my dad gave him some hot peppers, and they were so hot that um, I think my neighbor said he took milk and sugar. I think those were the two things he kind of did. I've never heard about the sugar, but I've always heard milk, saltines, Bread. If you eat something hot, that's a little over the top. Don't do water. Don't do water. That just expands the taste buds. If you're unless you're looking to get that extra level. So that's that. So those are a few things to share. Um, we did movies and we did VHS movies, and the reason I did that is it had a full screen. My dad was not into, I think it's letterbox or where the screen's minimized. He hated. He was not a big fan of that. Can you expand that? And when you ever expanded those movies, they cut out quite a bit on the left and the right when you did that. And I didn't like myself. I hated that when you all of a sudden it's like you watch a movie and it's like there's a part of the scene is literally cut out, and it's like they're talking to someone over on this side or that side, and that you don't have that person. So he didn't get that. He's old fashioned. Nothing wrong with it. You come to my until now. There's no internet in this house when I left, and so if you were looking to be off the grid, this was the place to be. You literally were off the grid. So, movie talk. Let's see if we can do this. Key Largo, Humphrey Bogart, Lauren Bacall, Edward G. Robinson. Edward G. Robinson's a mob boss, and they're stuck in Florida during a hurricane. And there's this scene where they ask Edward G. Robinson where he's from, and he goes Milwaukee, and so his gang's from and Central Hotel, I think it was. Next classic movie, The Quiet Man, Reno O'Hara, John Wayne. John Wayne goes back to Ireland, where he was born, and it's a good story, old fashioned story. And let's go with now we're just going to go all over the place with movies. Um, Platoon, Tom Berenger, Charlie Sheen, William Defoe. Uh, good class, good Vietnam movie. If you're looking for that, watch this when Gene Hackman passed away. No Way Out. Kevin Costner, Sean Young, Gene Hackman. Spy movie, murder. Brubaker, prison reform back in the 70s, and for what I know, this is somewhat based on a true story. Um, if you're interested in that, excuse me, and my throat's going to start acting up. Blown Away, Tommy Lee Jones, and Jeff Bridges. Again, these are all movies that I watched with my dad and mom, but he enjoyed them. Whenever I'd look at him, you'd see that he was enthralled in the movie and he was paying attention. Um, Mercury Rising, Bruce Willis, Alec Baldwin. Bruce Willis has to protect a autistic child that witnessed his or a cover up. He uncovers a code uh, because he's autistic. Um, this movie, I think, is one of those that nobody really knows about or it's not on the top 10. I don't think for Bruce Willis. So if it is, I'd be surprised. But if you're ever looking for an older movie of Bruce Willis, that's a decent one, I think. I want to kind of keep these two at the end because they're comedies. Uh, Roadhouse, Sam Elliott, Patrick Swayze, Kelly Lynch. Um, Sam Elliott in this movie is so Dalton is Patrick Swayze's character. There's another movie that Sam Elliott's in that the other character's name is Dalton. And I don't know if it's something that you can find out. I'll throw it out there. And I don't know if I'll put it in as a quiz. Yeah, maybe I'll just mention it on the next video or something if get time on it. Next movie, this one I like, Tommy Lee Jones, Volcano is Volcano in LA. And it's a little over the top, but it's one of those. I guess it keeps you entertained. Is what I kind of go with that kind of movie. There's some movies that are over the top, and you're like, yeah, this is too much. I don't know if it's there's people have different over the tops for certain movies. But I do have one that I will that's not related to this, but that's for another time. Mask of Zorro, Anthony Hopkins and Antonio Banderas. Um, Good classic Zorro movie. If you ever watched the Zorro film, uh, Peacemaker, George Clooney and Nicole Kidman, terrorists trying to stop a bombing or a terrorist threat. And then my two comedies. Gonna go with first this one. I think Disorganized Crime. Corbin Burnson, Lou Diamond Phillips, Fred Gwynn of the Munsters. I think this is a comedy that if you can't laugh on this, you don't like comedies. I don't think that's the way I'll go with it. Because there's certain comedies you're like, yeah, I'm not into that kind. I think that one, if there's not at least a scene in there that you can't get a kick out of. Then my last one. This is another one that this never got love back in the '80s. Burt Lancaster, Kirk Douglas, classic actors at the end of their careers. Um, this I think is one of those gems that it's like, hey, I'm watching a Kirk Douglas, Burt Lancaster movie. They are the last train robbers, and they are going to rob a train. And again, it's a comedy. It's got some moments. I think you kind of have to enjoy the classic actors. Um, but again, a movie that just I don't know what it was. It was good when I saw it in the movie theater, and I've watched it since. But my dad enjoyed it. He laughed. Eli Wallach is in this movie, and seeing him, he played in the good, the bad, and the ugly. He was the ugly. Um, so seeing him in that movie, it's kind of he plays a fun role in that movie. So those are the movies that did with VHS. There were other movies, but I just wanted to cover the VHS tapes. Got a kick out of it doing that with my dad. I missed the movie nights that we had over by my apartment. Um, Christmas. Um, so tradition wise, yeah, those are a couple. And then Steve Saxon. I'll throw a shout out to him and his family. We had a tradition there, 14 years of Christmas Eve, and that my traditions are kind of going out the window. This kind of sucks. Thanks everybody for watching, and God bless Dad. Have a good one.